We want people to take this extremely seriously.
And we've already started to see damage and rescues necessary.
Well, guys, I'm not at a loss for words on many stories, but this is just heartbreaking, the amount of rain that this small community has received here.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us here on Weather Nation as we continue to track Hurricane Lane. We have some new updates on Lane coming in here within the last hour here, weakening now to a Category 2 storm.
That's right. The latest from the Central Pacific Hurricane Center now has this at 110-mile-per-hour wind speeds. But remember, it's not so much been about the wind with this storm because of its location and proximity to the islands. What has been the real problem is the heavy rainfall. And the movement of this storm is so slow. We're talking about that heavy rainfall continuing across the Big Island, but really now starting to move to the other islands. And we're looking at that track to get very, very close. Doesn't appear that a landfall is likely, but there is still a chance, and we're going to be following all updates for you through the day today.
Yeah, and with that rain, it really doesn't matter so much the category of the storm. You can still get those heavy amounts. The Big Island, some places saw over 2 feet. So we are seeing some concern for those other islands as this storm continues to track north.
And we've got boots on the ground on the Big Island. Want to bring in Ben McMillan, who's in the Kona area. And Ben, you've been traveling all around the island of Hawaii. Tell us what you've seen in the last 24 hours, because some of the images are just heartbreaking.
Yeah, guys, some tragic situations with the amount of water, the amount of rain coming from this hurricane. And Krista, you mentioned as the rain being the main threat because it's just so slow. This is about the time that Harvey hit last year, too. So that was a similar storm that kind of stalled out or slowed down quite a bit as it moved closer to land. And this storm is not really different. It's about 130 miles offshore from my current location. But again, it's that very slow speed and all that moisture being transported into the island region here that's causing a lot of that flooding in communities like Hilo.
And we've seen some reports from the National Weather Service of some mudslides, some rock slides because of the heavy rain. Is that impacting people's ability to get around, maybe trying to get away from the coast as this storm continues to bring heavy rain?
Yeah, you're exactly right. We just spoke with Hawaii Police this morning, and there's still a major closure. Saddle Road, which is the main highway between Hilo and Kona, was closed overnight because of a rock slide and mud coming down onto the highway. So they're trying to clear that as fast as possible. But a lot of those main arteries around the island today may be closed. Highway 19, another highway that's underwater right now. So folks in this area are definitely not going to want to travel unless they absolutely have to.
Let's talk about coastal impacts, storm surge, and beach erosion. Those waves anticipated between 15 and 25 feet. Have you started to see that becoming a problem?
Yeah, well, this is Kalua Bay behind me. You can hear the surf. You might not be able to see it, but I can definitely hear the waves coming up. You can see that the palm trees really aren't moving that fast yet in the wind, so the surf is the primary hazard at this point. And once daylight comes up, we'll be taking you out to the beach to show you the size and power of those waves.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll certainly be a sight to see. I know we're anticipating big problems out along the coast. Ben, thank you so much. And we're going to be checking back in with you throughout the morning.
And we want to give folks another look at that update from Hurricane Lane because it is now a Category 2 storm as it gets very close to the Hawaiian Islands. And something else that's taking place on the island of Maui, a brush fire breaking out. It's hard to believe all of the different major stories coming out of Hawaii in the last couple of months. This shot here coming from Lahaina, in just the last several hours.
Yeah, and this is actually causing a big road closure on one of the major roads that leads through the area across the island. So if you are trying to maybe get in or out of Lahaina, you may have some trouble doing that because of that closure there. This brush fire actually prompting some evacuations as well. So we're going to keep you up to date on that through the morning.
Plus, more updates on Lane coming up next.